Welcome back to the Nice to Meet You podcast, episode 10, first episode of 2023 as well, so happy new year to everyone. And we've got a very special guest, came all the way from Fife, Scotland, to come chat to us today. We've got Caz Milligan in the building.
Thank you for having me, bro.
No worries, mate.
Pleasure
Thank
to
you
be
so
here.
much for coming.
First
Appreciate
time in
it.
Belfast.
Just about to say that.
Just outside Belfast.
Yeah, first time in Northern Ireland.
Yeah.
How you find it?
Good, man. It's beautiful. Well, I'll say that.
People will say Northern Ireland and Scotland are like literally the same place.
Similar, I feel that. Like the first time we went out, like the first 10 minutes, we thought it was a centre, but it was washed. And then Gady then showed us proper centre, and it was beautiful, man.
Yeah. Where did you think was centre?
Do
you know
what was
the
it
name of the
called?
place?
Castle Court.
Castle Court. Oh yeah. And then where did you go for Victoria Square?
Victoria Square.
Victoria Square.
It's a
They're
massive
2 minutes
difference.
apart, but it's
Yeah, massive
it's a huge
difference.
But no, we appreciate you coming on the pod, mate.
I appreciate you
flying
having
the
me.
whole way over just to come chat, which is great. What's actually your plans then? Like, why did you come over to Northern Ireland?
Well, I don't know. I want to go. Well, I'm planning this like UK tour for like podcasts and interviews and stuff like that because I've got a documentary dropping on the 1st of February. When's this getting released? Before?
This will be before it. Yeah, this will be a couple
so-
of days, mate.
Yeah, 1st of February documentary drop. So I just want to like push myself out there and like different platforms for that dropping as well. And not just that, just like in general. Like obviously in Scotland, I'm very well known.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm the king of Scotland, basically. But then it's time, like, it's been like 2 years now. And it's like, right.
You've never made a lot of content outside of it.
I need elsewhere as well, do you know what I mean? I want to be king of the world, bro.
Yes, mate.
Do you know what I
Before we get into the documentary or the chocolamentary,
Chocolate
the chocolamentary is what the comments always say.
Aye, man.
But before we get into that, mate, I bought some foam runners, as you can see.
Yeah.
If you're watching on YouTube, you'll be able to see them. I got over 200 votes, mate, with book emojis. Nobody liking them at all. And
Nobody liking the run?
200 book emojis and 25 heart eye emojis. What do you actually think of them?
I rate them, bro.
What's your honest opinion?
No,
You
like,
think they're good?
legit, I rate them.
Yeah.
They're fire.
Like 200 book emoji votes, that's bad. Like.
I don't like the black ones, though. and
Yeah,
the
that's what
foam
I was saying.
runners.
They're nearly too. They've got a weird look about them. The black. It looks like it's not actually meant to be.
But
that
they're
colour.
hard.
But that colour or the white ones, I think, are the best. But
Is Kanye still cancelled, or what?
I think he is still
Is he still
cancelled.
cancelled? Fair.
To be fair, the inspiration for me buying him was I Show Speed. You watch Speed?
Speed is a legend.
He's unreal, isn't he?
bro. A legend.
That's
Absolute
literally the
legend.
reason I fucking bought them.
Is it?
Yeah, I mean, just
He's
for
a
him.
legend. What he's achieved at his age is incredible.
Like,
Incredible.
the following he's got, he will meet Ronaldo. He definitely will meet
Easy.
him.
I think if Speed keeps up what he's doing, he will be the biggest entertainer in the world.
You think so?
Easily.
What makes him such an entertainer?
But he entertains everybody globally at the age of 17, I believe. He says he's 19, but I'm sure he's
Yeah.
17 or 18.
On the
I don't
Full
know.
Saiyan podcast, he said he was going to be 20 now.
I don't know his age, but I'm sure he's underage anyway.
Yeah, he is,
And
yeah.
he's that global at that age just from streaming. He's
Yeah.
no went on TV yet. He's no went on movies yet. He's
Got a song out
just started.
as well.
Exactly, and his
World
songs
Cup. Actually, a banging song as well.
exactly, and he's getting more plays, more views than the biggest rappers.
Yeah. That says
Do you
it
know
all.
what I mean? And this is just the start for him. So I reckon if he wants to keep it up, he could be the biggest entertainer in the world.
I agree. I'm a big fan of Speed. I started watching him actually on TikTok, just the wee clips that would just come up. And then, have you ever actually entered his stream? Like, have you ever actually watched? Like, they're like hours long, man. He just
Hours.
sits there all day.
That's what I'm saying. Like even all the Twitch streamers like Aiden Ross and Cut, bro, that is where the money's at.
That's
They're all making like at least 1.5 million a month. It's crazy, mate.
And that's all from donations as well.
Donations and
And then
subs.
sponsors or what?
But you need to subscribe to people
Yeah.
on Twitch so you don't get ads, which is a $5.
Ah.
So they're all getting the subs. So all these people that's got like 60,000 subs, it's a $5 per that. So fuck knows the maths on that.
Yeah.
But then you've got all your donos and sponsor. It's mental.
Yeah, and then it just all
I'm going to need
combines.
to jump on Twitch.
You're going to have to start streaming, mate, and do some
Legit.
gaming or some shit.
Legit.
But the documentary coming up, this
Yeah.
is the reason why you're in Northern Ireland, as you said. Promote the documentary, put yourself out there, get the word out about Caz Milligan,
Yeah.
who you are and what you've achieved and what you want to achieve, basically. So you've teased the documentary a good bit.
Yeah.
I've seen your Instagram stories, you're teasing like fuck. Everyone's like getting thirsty for it. What is this documentary about and what are you trying to communicate?
Just like my story so far, because like I feel like to have a documentary, you need to be valid enough in other people's opinion. You need to be a celebrity or a superstar or whatever. And then I've got connections with TV. I've got potentially my own show dropping at the end of this year or maybe the start of next year. So I ended up pitching my documentary to TV. I was like, look, I've went through, everybody's got a story, right?
Yeah.
But I've been through shit, like I've got an inspiring story and I could feel like it's going to inspire a lot of people. But they obviously turned it down, which is quite rightly so. I'm no celebrity. I'm nowhere near where I want to be.
Yeah.
So I thought, fuck it, man. Why do I need to wait till I'm valid enough in other people's eyes to drop a documentary? Like
I
nobody,
love that.
like nobody
Yeah.
else has got a documentary that's not already made it. So I thought, fuck it, man. I'll be the first. So I'm dropping the documentary, man. And it's
I
like,
love that.
it's basically, the documentary's like from birth to age 25. So it's like, and then it's called The First Few Chapters.
First few chapters. That's the
And then-
official name of the documentary.
Official
Yeah,
name.
because I seen your stories like maybe a month or two ago, and you said the name will drop soon.
Yeah.
I hadn't seen the name yet.
First
but
few
this is
chapters. Aye. Because obviously I know, like, I've no reached my peak. I've no experienced what a 50-year-old's
You're literally
experienced.
scratching the surface at the minute.
Exactly. So that's why I know it's just the first few chapters, and then when I'm 40, I'll drop another one, which will be the next few chapters, and then when I'm 70, I'll drop the last few chapters.
Yeah.
Sequel.
Nice one, man. And let's just literally start from the beginning. Then, what was it been like for you growing up in Fife? Like, what kind of kid were you?
I was always intrigued when I was a kid. I always like asking questions and shit like that. But then where I grew up as well was quite a rough area. So that obviously built certain characteristics.
Yeah.
And then
You're built
like-
differently, aren't you, when you're growing up?
exactly.
You know, in that place like that, or compared to
Humble
like,
beginnings,
yeah.
pretty much. And obviously there's people that's had it way worse than me. I'm not trying to like be that guy.
Yeah.
But and then like even like going through school, I hated school. What were you like at school?
Mate, I flipping hated schools. I was really shy in school.
Were you?
See, if you told school Stefan that he'd be doing this, I'd have said never in a million years.
Really?
Nah, mate, I was so
Shit.
shy, I didn't speak to anyone.
I would never have expected that.
Yeah.
But I hated school, man. But I was quite a bam in school. So do you know what a bam is?
No.
So a bam in Scotland's like a Ned.
And then, I don't know what that is either.
Fucking hell. So what would you call somebody like if they just, I don't know, like always getting in trouble, kicked out of school, and like throwing
a-
stones at windows?
Like a hard lad, maybe.
Is it?
You're hard.
I'm solid, mate. Nah, but so basically that's a bam,
You're
right?
hard.
And I just always I feel like misunderstood in school. I feel like you know what the school system's like. They only cater to a certain demographic,
Yep.
almost like a certain type of kid, and I just knew it wasn't going to cater to my future. So then I started misbehaving and stuff like that, and then I ended dropping out when I was like maybe 15, 16.
You dropped out of high school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, obviously when you get like fourth year, you could just leave, innit? I
Well,
thought,
over here you have to stay like
Till
until you
when?
get so fourth year you start your GCSEs over here, and then fourth year, fifth year, so you get 2 years to do it.
Yeah.
And then obviously at the end of fifth year you graduate and qualify or whatever. But you didn't. You just dropped out. Then you just were like no.
I've got no grades.
Look.
I done some exams but failed anyway, so it was pointless.
You're like I might as well leave. Did your parents not have something to say about that?
Nah, no, really, because they kind of just. I think they understood me. Like, obviously, they wanted the best for me, though. Like,
Yeah, of course.
my parents never let me get away with shit. Like, I was always in trouble and that. Like, if I'd done anything bad, I wasn't that bad. I was still a good kid, but like when it came to school and shit, they were constantly getting phone calls brought up to the school about me and stuff like that. But they expected my grades not to be the best. My bigger brother, he's like brainy, mate.
Yeah.
He's like he was an accountant, so he was getting all the good grades, and it was just obvious that I wasn't going to do that. Do you know what I mean? So it was kind of expected, and then I just left school.
That's a big decision at that age. Because what age are you? 15, 16?
15, 16.
And you're making up your own mind, going, "This isn't for me."
I just knew it wasn't for me, man. I feel like you just know in it. Like I was walking about school like, this is fucking washed, mate. And like I don't know. I just knew that they were trying to build every kid in school. They're trying to build them to make 30 grand a year.
Yeah, just be an employee.
That's what I'm saying, and I never wanted that. Even at school, like I'm talking 13-year-old, I knew all this, and like I was like,
That's cool, man.
I cannot go through another certain amount of years doing this, and then going to college and doing that, and then living that life till I die, basically. As soon as you even if you retire, you're retired, then you're dead within a few years anyway.
Yeah.
So that life wasn't for me. And then, so I dropped out. I ended up working some jobs, like as a labourer, just to get some money in while like I try and figure shit out.
Yeah.
And then it must have been when I was like 20, I got approached on Instagram. So this is 7 years ago to promote a company. Done that, ended up moving to London for a year. And
That's
then
cool.
career sort of started for then.
Wow. So you were already making content on Instagram for them to reach out?
Yeah. Nah, no, really. It was just
No?
like usual content, like a picture before a night out.
Oh, right,
Just
okay.
like ordinary
But he
content.
just maybe liked the look of you or whatever
Aye,
and thought
because
he could do something for us.
Yeah, because influencers, it wasn't a thing back then.
Yeah, what
so
you
it,
say, yeah.
it wasn't like influencers weren't there to be approached. That's when they just had to start approaching
Yeah.
anybody that looked as
Looked
class
like they
as me.
could represent a brand or whatever.
Pretty
yeah.
much.
Yeah.
So then I got reached out and I was like, oh, what the fuck's this? And then I went for it. And then they invited me down to Model, down in London, done that 3 times. Then asked me to be the creative director for the brand. And then I moved to London.
Wow.
And then
How
the
did you
career-
find London?
So sick. I was there for a year, helping build up that brand, and it was amazing. I met amazing contacts. The experience was amazing, and it was just being around like that actual city life rather than where I'm from. Like you're no getting exposed to that life.
Yeah.
You don't even see it on like. Do you know what I mean? It's just no there.
Yeah.
So then, gone from no even seeing it to then living in it was different. It was like I thought I made it. Like I'd be like texting my dad like, I'll retire you in a year and that. Like I thought I was gone. I thought I was clear then.
Yeah.
So that takes us to London anyway.
That's class. And when did the Legan Goods come about? So this is your own brand, right?
Yeah.
And
So-
it started off with the sunglasses, I believe,
Yeah.
wasn't it? So how did you get this idea?
So when I was a creative director for the brand, 2 brands in London, business never really worked out that well, so I had to come back up. And then I ended up going through a mad stage, like drinking, drugs and stuff like that. Then that drove me into depression. We'll talk about that later. And then the whole, like, that period when I was like bedbound, depressed, that's when I knew, like, fuck, I'm broke again for like the 3rd time. And I've got no career ahead of me. But I've just spent a year in London gaining experience, gaining contacts. I've got the fundamentals to start my own brand. So
Yeah.
let me just go for it. And then that's when Legan came.
Why Legan Goods? Was there a reason behind the name? Did you find that name in that place you were at?
Aye, pretty much. So Legan is the second half of my surname, but it also means it's like the saviour of something that's wrecked. And at that point in my life, I was the wreckage. I was the thing that was wrecked, hoping that Legan would save my life. And 2.5 years later, here we are.
Yeah, because I seen your Instagram story. You said that Legan Goods literally saved your life, and that you were going to obviously talk about it on the documentary. And that. How did you? So you say you went to London, got the job, didn't work out well, and then you came back home.
Yeah.
And that's when you feel like you were depressed then?
Aye, well, I went through a wee, like, that's when I really felt it. I was like, fuck, like, all these dreams are, like, crumbled.
Yeah.
So then I had a wee bit of money, and I ended up blasting it all on, like, nights out, like, drinking, drugs, Ibiza, all this shit. But then that lifestyle then led me into depression. And then I was, like, bedbound for, like, 6 months. Like, 4, 5, 6 months, I don't know.
Wow.
And
So you literally did not move from your bedroom?
at all. Like, I'd maybe try, like, when I started, like, right, I need to fucking get up, I'd, like, force myself to the shop. But what I was going through, like, I've never heard it or seen it on the internet. Like, I was forced myself to go to the shop, but I'd wake up in the shop because I just blacked out the whole way.
Flip, mate.
Like, I'd be in my bed and then, bam, I'm in the shop. And then I'd start taking panic attacks and sweating, and I'd need to rush home. It was mental. And, like, I was, like hallucinating, like, different dimensions and shit. And then I'd be, like, in my bed sitting, like, sweating, like, just taking, like, random anxiety attacks and panic attacks. And then next minute, I'd be, like, 3rd-person view, standing up, watching myself.
I hear
attack.
people talk about it all the time. It's mad, like.
Crazy, mate. But imagine people, like, imagine just having that experience once. Now imagine that lasting months. Do you know what I mean? So I started thinking, like,
Hell, man.
I thought life was done. So I started thinking, like, I was losing my mind. And, like, I, like, started Googling how to check yourself into mental hospitals. But I knew if I'd done that, then that would be it.
Yeah,
like, I'd be too far gone to ever get, like, my mental state back. So I was like, nah, man, I cannot do that because I didn't know what to fucking live in a mental hospital and, like, lose even any
Basic
concept
freedom.
of life.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
You lose everything.
Exactly. And so I just stuck it out.
Yeah.
Just gave it time, and
And you
shit,
think it was
finally.
like mostly like drugs and alcohol done that?
It was that
Yeah.
lifestyle for sure.
And then you just came home and crashed and just
Pretty
it all
much.
hit you at once kind of
Well,
thing? Or?
before, because it happened like a few weeks after Ibiza. In fact, I've never told this story on a podcast, right? But before
Let's
Ibiza,
get it exclusive.
exclusive. Before Ibiza, I was on a night out in Glasgow, and like me and all the boys were like drinking. I'd done a bit of drugs and shit as well. And then the next morning, I was in, you know, Biggs, Chris for Love Island.
Yes.
Aye, so I was in.
Yeah.
He
I have a
was.
friend that knows him.
Is it?
Yeah.
So the next morning, we were like in his car, and I was in the passenger seat, and I started feeling like a bit dizzy and shit. And I was like, bro, I feel fucking weird. You know that feeling when you wake up and you're still a bit tipsy, and you kind of feel like
Yeah.
disorientated. I started feeling that, right? But usually you sort of snap at it.
Yeah.
And I was like, this isn't going away. And then I started going like proper white, and I was like, bro, drive me to. I started slurring. I was like, drive me to the hospital. And then my lips went bright blue. I put the window down. I was hanging out. I was sweating and shit like that. And that lasted like 20 minutes. And then out of nowhere, I came back. I then googled it was like a mini overdose. But then when that happened, I was like, that was fucking weird. That was my first like experience that lifestyle affecting me. So I was like, I'm never touching drugs again. And then I went to Ibiza. I only drank there, and then like I came home from Ibiza a few weeks later. That's boom, bedbound, fucked.
Wow. I've never really experienced like proper, as you say, bedbound for that length of time.
Yeah.
But I can remember at one stage, like I think I was in like maybe bedbound. I would probably say for like, a week. I can remember like taking a week off work and like I mean just being fried out.
That's horrible.
Definitely not to the degree that you had, like where you were saying like third person view and you couldn't even like walk to the shop.
That's what I'm saying. That's why it was much more than just depression, I feel.
Yeah.
Well, it must have been. Do you know what I mean? Because what I've experienced, like I've never, like everything I was experienced, I tried Googling it, I can't find nothing. But that's why I wanted to also do the documentary about it and like talk about it like on podcast, because I want somebody that's maybe went through what I've went through to like maybe reach out and maybe
say
learn
what
from
it is.
it or whatever. Like just because I felt weird and like scared that I felt like the only one. So if somebody else has went through it, I didn't want them feeling like that. Like I've also went through it. Do you know what I mean? So
But do you ever fear then that can come back?
yes, if I drink and smoke again,
That's why you're staying sober.
sober forever.
Never touch drink again.
Ever, mate.
Never again. Not for New Year, not for birthday. Like
Never.
zero.
Zero. Because I feel like, because are you religious?
Yeah, I would say so.
Believe in God and that? So I'd never believed in God. I never followed a religion or nothing. Like where I'm from, like that's like it's no even a conversation.
Yeah.
But when I was going through all that and like I was going through my depressed months and shit, it was probably after like near the end of it anyway, after maybe like 4 months, I was like done. I was like, I cannot live like this. I need to end it. So I planned to like end life.
Yeah.
But the night before, I was like desperate. So I got on my knees and I begged and I was crying and shit like, God, like if you fucking exist, please give me another chance. I was like, listen, if you let me live, I'll snap the fags that are right there. I'll never drink again. Like I'll behave. And then I woke up this morning slightly better. I was like, that's no coincidence, mate.
Yeah.
And then for that day on, I still don't follow religion, but
You would give credit. You would say God kind of saved my life.
100%, bro. And like I've had this conversation with like my best mate Dow's, and he doesn't believe in God, and he's like, you need to give credit to yourself, which is like, aye, fair enough, but it's
you
no
know,
coincidence,
you know,
bro.
like, that's
do you know
it.
what I mean? Now that
Yeah.
I've like experienced it, it's
Yeah.
different. So, that's why.
Have you ever felt like a little bit like where you've nearly slipped back into that mindset?
No,
Like
no,
not even that you've slipped it, but it's almost like it's crept up on you a little bit and it's kind of tapping your shoulder. Because I've nearly felt that way before. Like whenever I describe me kind of having anxiety for a bit,
Yeah.
being in my room for a week and like kind of figuring out what the fuck I wanted to do with my life. I think that was kind of my main point of being anxious. And I think maybe if I feel frustrated, or before I started doing content, before I started like loving what I do for a living, I nearly felt that kind of creeping up on me again. And like I could feel consciously in my mind, I could be like that again.
But anxious.
Yeah.
Anxiety's scary, bro.
Isn't it?
So like that was the first time me experienced anxiety when I was going through that stage. But there's still some times where like it took me so long to get out of it. So I ended up having, I can't remember what anxiety it was, but it's like you've got like your safe zone, and like you can't drive past your hometown. or you start freaking out. You ever heard that?
No, I've
I
never
forgot
heard of
what
that.
it's called
no.
because I've got one of my mates who lives in Essex. He's experiencing that as well. Now, agoraphobia, is that it? It's something like
never
that.
heard of it,
But
no.
like you can't leave like a certain area or you start freaking out and taking panic attacks. I ended
Wow.
up having that because I spent so long in like my bed pretty much. So I had to start forcing myself like, right, I'll go to like my closest Starbucks, for example, like twice a week, and I'd start like trying to go a bit further. But going through that, since I was forcing it because I wanted to get better so much, like I started sort of having anxiety attacks in the car because I was trying to push myself to get past it because I knew deep down that if I didn't try, I'm going to have this phobia or whatever it is like for long term.
Yeah.
And I didn't want that, so that's when I started pushing myself. But this is after like my life got saved pretty much, and I just had to keep trying. And but even still now, I feel like anxiety. I still sometimes comes to me, and I'm like in the car, and I'm like, concentrate, man. You're not gonna die. It's cool, like chill.
No, I get that though.
But sometimes my heart races, something like
Do you have
randomly though.
Do you have like a coping mechanism that you constantly like go through or something?
This sounds weird, right? But I listen to Chris Brown.
Yes, yeah, my guy. I'm gonna see him in a couple of weeks.
Where?
O2, London.
Oh, Manchester.
Ah, fuck.
Fuck.
Man's a Valentine's Day too.
Is it?
Aye.
I've got a Manchester ticket, but I don't know anybody else that's got a VIP Manchester
VIP
ticket.
as well.
Come on, man.
Yeah, okay. It's sea breezy. You have to splash the cash.
I was going to get meet and greet, but $3,000.
Ah, fuck.
Nah, mate.
I don't even think he done one in London, mate. I don't think he wants to do one in London, to be fair.
Fair.
But no, so Sea Breezy, is there a song that you put on? Or?
Nah, no, really. But I always loved Breezy. Like, always, man. I've been listening to him since, like, 2007 or something.
My guy, like.
The best, mate. And, but when I was talking about, like, pushing myself to, like, drive further and taking the anxiety attacks, I always had Breezy playing.
Yeah.
Always, anyway. Like, that's the only
She's always just
artist that
reminded
actually
you
play
of
it.
that kind of good thing.
It's pretty much. So now, like, oh, fuck knows, mate. I just slap him on. But I'm playing them all the time, so, like...
Yeah, yeah. So
I'm
you're always feeling good.
all times.
Have you ever been criticised for being a Chris Brown fan? Because this is new to me, right?
Yes, mate. I've got a Chris Brown tattoo.
Do you?
Yeah.
Let me see it.
Oh, it's something like
Oh,
that.
it's on your hands. Oh,
But-
break your
and I
drip.
uploaded it, and he liked it, mate.
Oh, man.
And then I deleted it,
Why did you delete it?
like a few months ago, just tidying up the gram.
You
Didn't
just-
suit my vibe anymore.
Ah, yeah, yeah.
I mean,
I don't-
but-
you ever get that where you look back at an old photos and you're like cringing at it? You're like, why did I ever post that shit? Why did you let me post that?
And
But recently, mate, going back to getting criticised for Sea Breezy, I've never experienced that in my life.
You know.
So I've always like loved the songs. Say if we're like having Paris for a night out or whatever, I'd always put on a bit of Sea Breezy, like. And I was on a work night out. I was playing some Sea Breezy tunes in the office. I mean, these girls were like going mad at me. So like, oh my god, you are playing a woman beater. I was like, holy fuck, I've never heard this before.
you know,
And I'm like, what do I even say to this? Like, I said, look, I don't obviously agree with what he did
no, of course
all,
no.
all that time ago. Like, do not agree. You obviously should never do that. But I'm like, look, you can just like a song.
Innit?
Like, that was my whole point. Like, I'm just vibing to the song. I'm drinking, having a good time.
No,
The
legit.
song's good. But I've never experienced any
Bro.
hate. And like, I mean, I actually sat there and I actually remember feeling like excluded from the room. Like, I almost
Really?
like felt judged for it. Like nearly like, you agree with this guy. Never felt that way before in my life about
Mate,
him.
it's stupid. Like, people sometimes try and say it to me. I'm like, you're going to judge my whole character because I'm listening to a guy that done something shit 13 fucking year ago. Get a fucking
And they're both
grip.
over it. Like, I think they both came on interviews.
Rihanna,
and-
literally like 2 years later, so 11 years ago or a decade ago, Rihanna goes, I forgive him, it's cool.
Yeah.
But all these people that Chris Brown and Rihanna don't even know exist want to grip onto it. Like, shut the fuck up. Like, of course, what he done is shit.
Yeah.
Bang out of order, bro. Disgusting. He was also 17 years old or something.
Yeah, he was.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not saying that makes it all right, but fuck me. It was
Yeah.
over a decade ago.
Exactly, and as you say, both of them are over it.
Exactly.
Both of them,
You can grow. Do you know what I mean?
Got
I'm
over
not,
it.
what age are you?
26.
I'm not even got, what, 17 years ago? Or 12 years, 13 years ago?
Yeah.
So like 10 or
Ah,
12
yeah,
or
yeah.
something. I'm not going to judge you for what you've done as a
Yeah.
12-year-old, bro. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
what
exactly.
the fuck?
You move, like, don't you?
Innit?
But, so you were talking about pushing yourself and building confidence coming out of that anxious period. You're like,
Yeah.
and I seen your TikTok actually about confidence. Someone had basically like asked you in the comments, like, where do you get this confidence from? And you like made a video responding to it. What do you think your confidence is actually built on then?
Oh, I don't know. I've always been quite a confident, even a kid growing up. Like, I just like attention, man. I do. I'm just like that guy. But like the advice, like for people that are not confident, you need to fake it till you make it. Like that's the only time I would literally say fake it till you make it is with confidence.
You think that genuinely works, yeah?
100%.
Because I've seen videos against that we saying, but you think it's...
Well, think about it, bro. Like if you're nervous, there's 4 boys up there playing pool at the pool table and you're nervous to go up, how else are you going to go up rather than just forcing yourself and being fake and just putting on a character?
Yeah.
You do that 10 times in a row, it's going to feel natural and you'll be able to be yourself. If you don't do it, you're never going to go up.
Yeah.
You're just going to continue watching them play pool like a geek in the background, bro.
Like
just
a brokey.
Like a brokey. Nah, but just fake it till you make it 100%. Like, what's wrong with that?
Yeah.
Like, what was the people saying against it?
Yeah, no, I can't even remember the video. It actually might be a Tate video, you know.
Was
I might
it?
say it. I actually might say it's Tate that said it.
What? Fuck, what's it?
You're like, fuck's
Nah.
sake, I can't criticise him now.
take
I'm
it
not
back.
sure, don't quote me on that, but
Nah,
I
I say
remember
fake
seeing
it
a
till you make
TikTok
it,
about it at some point, but basically someone had said something like, obviously it wasn't that good if I can't fucking remember it, right? But
how else are you going to get confidence if you didn't just push yourself and fake it till you make it?
Yeah.
Because pushing yourself, you can't like be authentic and natural when you're pushing yourself to do something you don't want to do.
Yeah.
You're never going to be natural at it. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, your first podcast, I'm assuming you had to like boost yourself up and give you a kick up the arse.
Absolutely.
Like, you were probably like 100% child and 100% yourself. Just like when I started content, I wasn't 100% myself because I was like pushing myself to do it. I was trying to force that like confidence.
Yeah.
And then you just get used to a certain life and then it just comes.
Actually, just mentioning Tate, and you've been through that dark period in your life. Tate, in one of his videos, actually talked about depression not being real. Have you seen that? What's your opinion on that, coming from a guy that's actually experienced depression? Do you think there's a bit of credit in that? Or?
So you think Tate's experienced depression?
He basically put a video up.
He's been through tough times.
Yeah.
But there's I wasn't depressed when I was going through tough times though. I was depressed later on in life. Like I've been brought up in a shit place. I've been fucking broke as fuck, like what Tate has been.
Yeah.
I was never depressed because of that though. So you could have shit times and no be depressed. But he's just obviously never suffered real depression. And I get what he's saying when he's saying like, if you don't think it's real, it will never come.
Yeah.
Cool, if that works for people, then may as well do it. Like, hopefully you'll never get depression. I don't want anybody to ever experience it. But
not.
if it slaps you in the puss and you're thinking that, you're going to shit yourself.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But he's just obviously no proper experienced depression. He's maybe been sad.
Yeah. Because I think what he maybe was just getting at a little bit as well. Like I can see a wee bit of what he was trying to say.
Yeah.
As you said there, but maybe he's like people are getting so confused of, oh, I'm having a shit day and I'm sad, compared to
Facts.
I'm fucking.
Aye, because I feel
clinically
like
wrecked here.
depression is almost a fucking trend now.
Yeah.
Some people just say a shit day, I'm sad, fuck it, I'm depressed.
Yeah.
Like, come on. I'm not going to call bullshit on anybody because I've been through
definitely.
it. But, I agree. Some people do play on it
Yeah.
for a bit of attention.
That's cool. And have you got like footage of that kind of time in your life? I know the documentaries, like there's no back footage of like you going through that, or you just kind of chatting about it then?
Nah, so my documentary is, I'm tapping into such a creative side. Like, I wanted to create a documentary that's never been done before because again, I'm not a celebrity, and I can guarantee you if you go back and watch my documentary, it's better than every celebrity documentary. And not just through the story, you could maybe relate to a story more than you relate to mine, which might make you prefer the other one, cool. But I'm talking like the visuals and the way it's like directed and shit like that. I feel like it's the best documentary ever made, ever. Because every documentary has got the same bullshit format. It's the same TV producers that have been doing TV work for 2 decades that can't keep up or tap into a new creative side of them because they've just been doing the same work. So it's usually just them talking shit. Their family member comes on, oh, he was like this, she was like that, a friend comes.
Yeah.
It's the same boring bullshit format.
actually.
And then there's clips for their previous success or clips for this. It's just the same bullshit format. So I wanted to sort of tap into a different side where I could. So for example, like I'm sitting telling the story, just like any other one, right? Because you can't really get creative with that.
Yeah.
But then when I'm talking about certain subjects, I've then hired actors to come in and dancers to then help create a scene with me to help the viewer visualize the subject I'm talking about. So there's a subject I talk about with my biggest brother. So I had two big brothers, but now I've only got one. But my biggest brother just disappeared when I was like 11, and I've just never seen him since. But he basically just left. So in my documentary, I talk about that. So my last memory with him, he told me that he was going to take me football training. So I was like at my window waiting on him with my football boots, and he never turned up. So I was like, cool. With the documentary, I hired like a boy actor to come in, and then we shot him looking out the window holding his boots. But then I'm at the corner watching it, like I've went back in time to revisit that memory. So it's like tapping into creative sides like that. And then when I'm talking about like the depression shit that I've just spoke about, we actually just filmed that scene last night. So I got me sitting on a stool, like kind of intoxicated, and then I got a female dancer to come in and like try and like seduce me almost, to be like, so she's representing that lifestyle with like drugs and drink, and she's trying to rope me back in, but I'm sort of like trying to get away from her. So it's like just tapping into a more creative side and like, just sort of doing a documentary with a different format.
Man. And is this is all on YouTube? I imagine people can find it on
my
YouTube.
channel. It's going to be on my channel, Caz Milligan, 1st of February.
1st of February, and just the first part, obviously, the documentary is just one episode.
Well, it's a 35-minute doc.
35 minutes.
And then the next few chapters will probably come in like 10, 15 years.
Yeah. That'll be cool for you, mate, to like actually look back on it.
That's what I'm saying.
But like,
I'm such a long-term thinker. Like, when I think of a project or whatever I want to do, I never want it just to be, done it, cool. It's in the past. Like, when I was doing this documentary, I wanted a name so I could sequel it later in life. Do you know what I mean? And so that's what I've done.
And you're creating everything too. Like you're the one coming up with the ideas, putting it all in place, pretty much producing it.
Directing it. Then I've got Beggsy. He's filming it and editing it.
Yeah.
And then I've got the actors, dancers, and stuff like that. So it's tapped into like proper creative.
Yeah.
I'm proud of it.
No, man, that's cool. I love how you just went for it as well.
Right, man. I'm always like that.
You're never waiting for someone else to give you the green light and say it was good. Like, there's even like the industry that you're in, like influencer and that. That industry was created by people doing that exact thing. Like, if you think about food bloggers and travel bloggers, they literally, travel agents wouldn't hire them. Like, when they first started, they were like, no one would buy from a travel vlogger.
No.
Look at it now. It's the only people I look at when I'm saying, if I want to go on holiday, if I want to check out a hotel, I'm going to a travel vlogger. Far quicker than I would ever a travel agent.
I feel like, I don't know, like all these corporate businesses, they need to catch up, man.
They do.
They need to catch up so much. Even when it comes to like creative, visuals, content, everything, every type of business, they're just running off like their actual brand, living on. But if they didn't have like a strong brand, whatever it may be, then they're going to die.
Like, and it would probably surprise you. I imagine the money they spend on kind of trying to be like that is immense. Like, I think it's probably a shitload, like.
It will be.
But they're still not there.
Exactly. But people are so, like, these corporate businesses, they need to start hiring young people because they know what's best.
Yeah.
Like, all these corporate businesses, they're hiring like 40, 50-year-olds that
aren't
even on social media.
Yeah,
like,
100%.
Do you know what I mean?
Tapping into Milligan Goods then, you talked about how you started it and the name of it. How's it been going for you recently then?
Amazing.
Yeah.
So
seen you dropped like a pink hoodie and shit recently.
Pastel
nice,
pink hoodie.
Yeah,
Sick, innit?
That's nice.
So it's nearly sold out, but that flew. But I know Lagan's gone good, man. We're growing every year.
That's class, man.
So I just want to see where that takes us. But again, that's like such a passionate business of mine. Obviously, it represents like what I've been through. So like, I've not got pressure on making that fucking forever or massive.
Yeah.
Like, I've got other businesses starting this year. Like, I've got other things going on. Like, Lagan's just something that means a lot to me. That I'll just and make sure I enjoy every second. Do you know what I mean? I'm not going to let like business or certain pressure get to me. Like, if that's going to affect my happiness with the brand, then fuck it, I'll take a step back if need be. But it's no about the money for Lagan.
Yeah, I remember you saying on your Instagram as well that it was either going to be like an empire or you might just sell it at some point.
It's
so it's another long-term project.
Pretty much. That's what I'm saying. Like, anything I do, I want it to be either a fucking empire, or be self-aware enough to be like, right, it's probably best if I sell this and then move on and try and create another empire. Like people want to just succeed at everything. Like you need to be used to like no's and rejection and failure. Do you know what I mean? Like I've heard a million no's. Like I'm cool with hearing no 100 times before I get one.
Yeah.
One yes. Like, I'm cool with that. And I feel like you need to be to succeed. There's too many people, like even on social media, that try and do like certain influence and shit or whatever, and they've no made it in 6 months, and then they give up. Like, bruh, like work for 5 years,
And
then think about maybe I need to no give up, but maybe like redirect it or change something up.
And what advice would you give then? You've been in that place where you're broke as fuck, but you have good ideas, and you actually the ideas that you want to come to life, you actually feel like you would enjoy. Where do you even go then?
See something. You could always give advice, right? I could give out the best advice, but if you desperately fucking need it, like I didn't just want a certain life, I needed a certain life, or I was going to be pan-breed. Do you know what I mean? So I needed a certain life, and if you're desperate, you're going to work shit out. You didn't really need it. Like advice is obviously nice to help grow, but if you're desperate, you'll make shit happen 100%, man. And it's just getting out there as well. Like I can only speak on my experiences and what I've done to create what I've got now. And social media like helped that massively. And me just going out there and sort of building a personal brand and just making shit work.
Yeah.
Making sure everybody knows who the fuck I am. Yeah. But again, it's still early days. I'm only the King of Scotland right now. Do you know what I mean? Like that's why I'm here in Belfast.
King of Scotland.
Like I'm here in like Northern Ireland. I want to get known here.
Yeah.
I want to be known in England. I want to be known worldwide.
Yeah.
And it's still early. Again, like
absolutely.
I've only been doing this shit like I've been grafting obviously for like 7 years, like the whole London thing if you're counting that. But if you're counting like me trying to like pop, it's only been like 2 serious years. Yeah. That's nothing. But then people are like, oh, it's been 2 years, you're no this shit, you fell off. Bro, I've got 40 years for you to see what I'm going to do with my life. I'm much more, 100%. Yeah. But, man, like, do you know what I mean? The Rock never became The Rock in 2 years.
No.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
you have to literally dedicate your whole life to it.
Exactly. And then that's like, going back to my documentary, it's called The First Few Chapters, because I know that I'm nowhere near halfway yet, and then it's got to be the next chapter, because I've got a saying where you want to create a book and a movie, not an episode, not a magazine and an episode. So if this podcast becomes #1 podcast next week, and you've only been doing it, just under a year, and it's not an inspiring story. Like, it's amazing, you're going to be rich as fuck. But if you were to go away and write a book about it, it's only going to be a magazine, because it's no lasted long, you've no had major ups and downs. It's been a year. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So I didn't want to blow up and reach my peak. Yeah. And even 10 years, fuck that. I'm creating a book, no a magazine, do you know what I mean? So I feel like my documentary plan as well, like that sequel lasting the lifetime, it also like projects that as well.
Yeah. And I like how you've set up for the sequel, because you're putting yourself under pressure as well. Like, not pressure where you're feeling like, fuck, I need to do shit. No, it's pressure is a good pressure.
Good pressure, aye.
Do you know what I mean?
I perform best with pressure.
Yeah.
Sometimes it gets you in trouble though.
It does.
Financial trouble. Sometimes it fucks you. But then again, you just learn for that. Like, I feel like, again, you saying like advice, I can only speak on my experiences. I deal best with pressure, but sometimes the pressure has got me broke again. But then I figure out, right, where have I fucked up? Cool, that. Sound. I've done it before, I'm going to do it again. I go up, that shit's came again. I know how to then deal with that and then move up and you go to the next level. Like, there's even Reese Wabara, you know him that owns Mani or Devore?
No.
Nah, Mani or Devore's doing like fucking 6-7 million a month. Jeez. And he says on podcasts today, there's still times he needs to sell like 3 years Rolls Royces just to get money to keep the brand alive.
Flip me.
And he was like, because he's the same.
Yeah.
Like, and that's somebody that can afford a few Rolls Royces, bro. Yeah. And he still sometimes fucks his finances with the business to the point where he needs to sell that shit just to keep the business alive. And it's just like, people will judge you for it, but if you're willing to make the sacrifices that you've made to then keep it, then fuck it.
Have you got an example where you've put yourself under a bit of good pressure and then you've you fucked it financially and just went broke?
Fuck. Just off the top of my head, I can't even think, man. But there's been fucking loads.
There's been loads. But the good pressure, I agree with it. Like, as I was telling you before, like, for these pods, man, I put myself under good pressure. Like, I arrange them, you know, Tyler produces them, I sit here and do all the chatting, but I literally sit down here, mate, and I don't know what the fuck I'm going to say. Like, I generally don't.
Like, swing it.
Maybe, I don't know how it comes across. I hope it comes across well, and if you are listening and enjoy, let me know and subscribe.
I think it's sometimes better like that, because we're just chilling, having a conversation. But if you had, like, a bunch of questions and notes, it's a wee bit more interviewee, and do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's called almost like a job interview, and you're like, you don't want to watch a job interview, like, or listen to a job interview, so fuck that. But one thing that did pop off for you, the chocolate shit.
Fuck's sake.
Your Starbucks order. I used to work in Starbucks as well, as you know, and I think your favourite order is a chocolate cream frappuccino, isn't it?
Yeah.
So how did that shit just pop off on TikTok? It's because you pronounced chocolate.
Randomly, I wasn't even trying to troll, because I troll a lot, mate. I want to wind up all my haters and shit.
Yeah.
But I was legit just talking about my Starbucks order, and that's it. And then it was the way I pronounced chocolate, and then everybody just ran with it. And then, but like when it first popped off, I had like a week, 2 weeks to think I could ignore this for a few weeks and it would die, or this is my opportunity to fucking skyrocket.
Yeah.
So then I was like, I'm going to take it, man. And then that's when I started like manipulating the market. Like all these haters, I was just playing them. So I had to make them think that they had the one up on me, and I had to act pissed off and a bit sad. Then they'd go tweet about it, and then I got to the point where there was like 80 to 100 people tweeting about me a day, every day. And I was just sitting back laughing. But they thought they were getting to me, oh, Caz is this, Caz is that. But I was just chilling, laughing at every single one, thinking, bring the money, man.
Yeah, because like, you're getting more views and publicity.
Exactly. And then I dropped chocolate cream sunglasses at my brand, sold it 6 times.
Flip.
I made money, mate. And then...
But that's the entrepreneur thinking that you had. Do you know what I mean? A viral thing that was like tailored to you.
Yeah.
And then you put it on this business idea. And
exactly. But the whole chocolate shit, like...
That's class.
Fair enough. I was kind of pissed off, though, at the start, because I've done so much with my life, right? And I was like, this is the thing that's going to blow me up. I'm like, fuck. But I thought, fuck it, I just need to run with it, man. Because what if this opportunity never comes again?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So I just ran with it, and here we are.
Yeah, no, I haven't had anyone take the piss with a certain word I say, but my THs are the worst. Like, you see, anytime like I like do a video, put a video up, like they always replace the TH with an F.
Ah, right.
Like, just to take the piss, like. But I haven't ran
Sometimes
with it.
I'm with an F though. Like if I'm talking about teeth instead of teeth. Is that what you mean?
I'd say teeth.
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 I saw that. I would say that. Teeth.
But even like the THE, the.
What did you say? Fuh.
The. But people say that's an F over here. I don't know. The.
Fuck knows.
Or a D maybe. The. A D, isn't it?
God knows, mate.
I don't know. It is a bit of a piss take. But you done the right thing and like ran with it. And was it a chocolate cream? You said chocolate cream sunglasses?
Mm-hmm.
What did you just call the sunglasses chocolate cream? And people were like, weighed some chocolate.
Called them the chocolate creams, and then I brought a black pair out called dark chocolates. And they sold, I think they sold it like 3 or 4 times, but the chocolate cream sold it 6. And then
That's
Starbucks was opening up a franchise in my local area and invited me to come down and open it.
Really?
I had like crowds there. Begs, they found it, vlogged it. It's on my channel, it's on my YouTube channel.
Oh yeah, I opened the Starbucks.
Aye.
Yes.
That video, man.
Yes.
I got invited to open that.
That's pretty sick, man.
Sick, innit?
That is sick. What a TikTok can do, like.
It's mental.
There's also a part in the podcast, mate, we talk about the tattoo. I've got a tattoo on my leg called Better at 70. Right?
Called what?
It says Better at 70.
Right.
Right? Basically, me and my best friend got a matching tattoo. Like, it was something that meant a lot to us, where we wanted to like get older but get better.
Yeah.
Because most of the time we look at people around us, like whether it be family members, role models, they get older and get worse because that much life hits them, and you know you get dispassionate about stuff and you start killing your dreams and shit. So that's the kind of quote I obviously look at every day. It's on my leg. It keeps me inspired, keeps me going. Is there a quote that you live by that gets you kind of up in the morning?
I've got chase your dreams tattooed across my collarbones, like right across there, and that's something that I always push. Like, I go into primary schools and shit regularly as well, and just to try and like inspire the kids, and I'm constantly telling them like, go chase your dream, man. Like, and like, bro, every time I go into a primary school to talk to the kids, there's always like 4, 5, 6 teachers like in the corner watching, right? Bro, I'm not giving a fuck. I'm still telling the kids what they need to hear, even if the teachers don't like it. Of course, I tell them like, look, you still need to behave, you need to respect your teachers, blah blah blah. But I'm also telling them like, bro, if you want to be a footballer, go be a footballer. Like, if you want to do this or do that, like whatever you're dreaming now as a 9, 10-year-old, you can do it, bro.
Yeah.
Like, then you let these older people tell you what to do. You could see a teacher sitting there like, fuck. Do you know what I mean? But
Shit, I told them to study maths.
I'm not going to like change my inspiration just because a teacher's watching. But the teachers always love it as well. They like, do you know what I mean? They respect me coming out. Yeah. And I'm always giving the kids like free clothes and shit like that as well. But chase your dream, I'm always pushing that. But then my quote as well, you want to create a book and a movie, not a magazine and an episode. Yeah. I'll forever say that as well. Because I never want anybody to feel rushed to reach a certain goal or achieve their goals or whatever. Because especially on social media, bro, everyone's
like, quick, don't they?
Everybody's like, it either looks like they've already made it, or you get judged if you've not made it in a certain time period, and that shouldn't be the case. Because everybody's too busy focused on now. Yeah. It's like, bro, I've not even started. And I've been on the map for a few years, but I've still not started. I'm still a nobody. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
And looking ahead at 2023 then, you say you've got a few businesses that you want to start, that the plans are in place for them anyway, and you've got a long way to go. You got documentary. What is kind of the future for you look like then the rest of the year? Can you say much about it, or?
Nah, it depends, man. Like, if you ask, like, oh, what's the next 5 years? You can't really answer that.
Yeah, it's difficult.
Like, see, if back in 2005 you could kind of answer it, but bro, things change so fast. You can't really answer that. But I know where my life's going to be, man. And the thing is, I've predicted everything. If you go back and watch me on a podcast 2 years ago, I predict everything. I remember I was on a podcast, I said that I was going to start going into school. Like, no, in fact, I didn't even say that. I said I want to go into schools and blah, blah, blah. It's like 5 months later, I was in a school. Like, everything I say I'm going to do always happens because I just know what I'm capable of. Yeah. And I'm not going to listen to bullshit people that tell me, like, oh, you can't. No, you can't. Shut the fuck up and let me get on with it. Do you know what I mean? You could watch for the sidelines and, like, assume that I no be able to do whatever, but I'm going to do it. So, I'm going to be everywhere. I'm going to get back on TV. Bro, I want to do everything, man. Like,
what's your plan for TV? What do you want to do on TV? Because it was a dating show you were on, wasn't it? But you're wifed up now, so...
wifed
no more dating shows, bro.
But I want to do everything, man. I've also got a quote, my cousin, it says, you live in boundaries, I've got no limits. Again, going back to what I just says. Like,
that's nice, I like that one.
If you want to say, like, oh, you can't... No, you've got the boundaries, I've got no limits. Like, I'm going to do whatever. Yeah. Like, I want to be in movies. I've never acted before, but fuck it, man. Why not?
You're up for learning, aye.
Like, do you know what I mean? Even if I end up shite, fuck it, I tried it. Yeah. Like, I want to do everything, man. Like, exactly. I'll have my own talk show. Like, I want to leave behind. I want to lead a life that's kind of never been lived before. Yeah. Or maybe even lived before, but just know with a story like mine. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Because if I've got this impact at this age, and I'm not going to take my foot off the gas, imagine what I'm going to be able to do at the age of 40 and the stories I'm going to be able to tell at 40. Do you know what I mean? Or 50, 60, 70. Bro, whenever I die, I want there to be a statue of me somewhere.
Statue of Fife.
Like, aye, in my local area
this guy
or whatever.
Was from here.
Like, I want to be at that level. And if I need to troll the haters and be a bit cringe or whatever now, then I'm going to do it now.
You're up for it, like.
Like, that's another thing I want to speak about as well. People think whatever you do now, you're going to be branded that for the rest of your life. Like,
it's not,
life's not that deep.
No.
Do you know what I mean? Let me troll, let me be an idiot online. Because in 3 years, maybe, I'm maybe in a complete different path and I'm heavy serious, and then I'm just going to be judged from that. Yeah. And then next 5 years, I'll be judged from what I'm doing in 5 years. Like, it's not that deep.
Prime example, KSI. You ever watch KSI?
Yeah.
See, back in the day, I used to watch him throughout high school, and he was just like awkward in public videos, Q&A Sundays, all that random shit. You look at him now.
Exactly.
Boxer. He's got Prime. Producer, YouTuber, like everything.
Singer.
And you never a singer.
So
you're absolutely right. Like, it doesn't mean what you do now, because nothing lasts forever. No business lasts forever. As you said, like 10 years ago, a business might have existed that doesn't exist anymore. Because technology moves on, people move on. You don't need to stay in the one lane.
No, exactly.
But then, is there a danger though? You saying you want to do all these things, is there a danger you start?
I know what you're going to ask.
Yeah, where you're not making the content that you love.
I doubt it. I doubt I could see that
Because
happening.
it can be draining. I seen a podcast with a boy. You might not know him. There's a boy. Is it Jack Bean? I think he's from England somewhere. He basically does this content on TikTok. I remember when I first started on TikTok a couple of years ago. It was just like meme kind of stuff he was doing. Like just he would have used like a trendy meme or whatever. But he was on a podcast recently and he said it is the most draining thing in the world. I don't even like the content I put out. But he has to do it because it's the only content that works. Say if he puts out content he loves, no views in comparison.
But that's when I talk about building the brand you want to be known for as well. So like, for example, I could open up TikTok right now, say chocolate, get 500,000 views, just off a 2-second video of me saying it.
Yep.
But then I could then upload a video of me going into the schools and inspiring kids and get 10 views. Fair enough, the chocolate thing works, so I'm going to do that, but I'm also going to do that as well.
Yeah.
Because I know that's the legacy.
Yeah.
And that's what's going to work now. So I'm going to do that to get and plus it's fun. Like I didn't hate that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'm going to do that now to get the eyes on me, and then a certain percentage of those eyes is going to see that, and then they're going to judge me from that, and then say, oh, this guy's actually sick.
Yeah.
But then it's like even if you're on TikTok doing trends, for example,
It's hard to monetize, isn't it?
you're fucked. If you enjoy it, cool, have a blast.
Yeah.
But if you're expecting to monetize for it and build a personal brand, you're fucked, mate.
Yeah.
Because nobody's, like if you're doing TikTok dances, for example, nobody knows your character, their personality, your story, who you're pals with, your family. So if you want to drop merch, nobody's buying it. You're just a TikTok dancer. But if you're a TikTok dancer and you also show your personality and you've got this, and you've built up a personal brand, then cool, you're killing it. But you've just you got to see what works for views and then what's going to work for your actual life.
Yeah.
And then find the balance.
That's very true. What is there any TikTokers you actually like watching? You don't spend much time
I
watching.
hardly watch, bro. I don't even scroll on Instagram feed. Like I open up Instagram, whatever that first photo is when I open it,
That's the
it's
only one
the
you see.
only one I'm seeing. I might refresh it and that's it. I'm never really scrolling.
I'm the
Same with
same as
TikTok.
well. Like
But you do end up finding yourself maybe in bed scrolling through it, but it's no like, let me see what they're up to or they're up to. It's just whatever that pops up.
yeah, I know. I'm the
But
same. I think once you kind of get to that stage where you're at, where you're creating content and you enjoy creating content, you don't want to consume content as much.
exactly.
I find
Nah, exactly.
because you're like the time I spend consuming this content, I could have made my own.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
No,
So
exactly.
it does flip the whole mindset. Like,
But then if you've got like inspiration and stuff, it's good to stay tapped in with them.
Of course, like, no, that's cool. We'll ask you some quick fire questions, mate, as well.
Sweet.
We'll just
Go for it.
bang out some questions and then we'll wrap it up.
I'm no good at quick answers though. I like to get deep, as you can tell. I like to talk, man. But
No,
let's
that's
go
cool.
for it.
All good. Favorite pair of shoes? We talked about the foam rommers. I know you've got Air Forces on, but
These are beat. I apologize if you're watching on YouTube and you see my feet. They're fucked. I
But
need
you've
a new
been
pair.
travelling and shit today, do you know what I
Aye,
mean? So
true.
you can't expect
These
that.
are only 3 weeks old, man. They're already creased.
Oh man, they are creased for 3 weeks. Like,
Maybe 4 weeks. I
breaks
don't
my
know.
heart
About a
when the
month.
first crease comes on them though.
I know. But these are timeless, man.
Yeah.
I actually just done a GQ interview. It'll be coming up.
I seen
in like
you already
a week.
done one as well, didn't you? 10 things you can't live without.
They're fake, but fuck it. But, but that's another
know,
thing,
but
bro.
I know.
This is what I'm talking about like wait until you're valid enough.
Yeah.
Bro, I know
The
GQs.
chances are, mate, they will get.
That's what I'm saying.
They
I'm
will ask you.
manifesting it, bro. Like, I'm not going to wait till I'm valid enough for GQ to hit up my phone. Do you want to come in it? Fuck that. I'll copy your idea and I'll do it myself.
We're clipping this right now. You see the day he gets a GQ interview, the man's been talking about it, and you just have to fucking do it.
That's what I'm saying, man. Like,
Do
fact.
it. They see it.
And when I do it, everybody that's watched my fake ones are going to be like, fuck, you done it.
Yeah.
Like, fair play.
And then they're going to be like, fuck, I can do that.
Exactly. So I'm going to do it, man.
Yes,
Eventually it will happen. But my GQ, I said, I can't live with Air Force.
aye,
They're
Air Force.
timeless, bro.
Yeah, no, they are. They're the best. I bet you have to keep buying a new pair. That's the thing.
That's the annoying thing.
That's the
aye.
only annoying thing. What is your like favorite clothing brand to wear that's not your own? Like if you're
Legan
buying
Goods.
like, what's that?
Legan Goods.
Legan. No other ones.
I'm no
Say if you're not repping Legan Goods.
Remedy, RMDY clothing.
They don't mad on Instagram. I seen them pop off for a bit.
One of my best pal in business, he owns it. So if I'm plugging anything, I need to plug my boys, man.
Yeah.
I'm not plugging anybody else.
Yeah,
it's either Lagan or one of my boys.
Love
so
it,
I'll say RMDY.
Date night. What's your favourite date night? Hey, girl.
Shit, what is it? I don't know. I think we're going to Italy next month.
Oh, shit. That's a good date night.
Escape
rooms are good.
We've never done them before, right? But we went and done one.
They can be dangerous so we can fall out. That's happened to me.
No, we've done. No, we're like a team, innit? We're a good team, man.
Nice. Yeah, that's...
But escape rooms, that's fun,
Escape
man.
rooms.
Just like, I don't know, grab a hotel, have a nice dinner, chill.
Yeah.
Pretty chilled. What's yours?
No, I'd say the same. I like chilling Chinese. See, like just cheap, cheerful, mate. Sitting at home, watching a movie, Chinese.
I like that as well. Like.
See, we're going out and it's too fussy, and you have to book a table, and sometimes there's.
But I do like a nice dinner though.
Aye, not me too. Favorite movie of all time?
Taken.
I think so.
Taken's goated, mate.
The one with Liam Neeson.
Liam Neeson is it?
The man's from here, you know, from Ballymena. Where this.
Is it? What, this town?
This town.
Shut up!
Yeah, he's from here, mate.
Neeson? Is he here still?
He's not. He doesn't live here anymore.
Oh.
But his granny, mate, used to come into Starbucks all the fucking time. I worked in the Starbucks up the road. That's where I worked.
Oh, is it?
His family lives here. All his family lives here.
Oh, but he's not here now.
He's not here
Has he
now.
got a house here?
Nah, I don't. Does he have a house here?
His mum used to, but she passed away.
Oh, fuck. R.I.P.
I did hear about that. Rip.
But
I mean,
Liam
so you're in the
Neeson's got-
town of Liam Neeson.
That is lit. What the fuck? That is sick.
That's been worth your whole trip now. That's just made the whole trip.
I wish he
fucking
was
worth
here,
it.
man. I could have got a good
Oh man,
clickbait title. For
I've
this
never
YouTube.
met him, like, and
No.
I've been here a long time.
Really?
He's very rare in Ballymena. I doubt he comes, does he?
It was a good long time ago. He was
Aye.
at Collybank High.
Oh really?
I think that's the school he went to.
Ah,
Fair.
oh you missed out. No, Taken's good movie for me. Lion King, no. That's been,
Lion King, is it? Lion King's sick. You seen the real, well, not
Yeah,
the real
the-
one, but
the
the
animated.
the realistic one.
That was good.
That's
They've
sick.
actually got a Mufasa one coming out next year.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
What
just
one's
about
that?
Mufasa.
What one's that again?
Mufasa's the dad.
The dad?
The dad that dies, yeah.
Oh, is it?
So I think it's about his upbringing or whatever.
Oh, sick.
That's good.
I want to kind of about the uncle, though, because he killed him, innit? He's
Aye,
been
Scar.
through some... Aye,
Yeah,
Scar's
he's been through some shit.
I want to see what
Isn't
he's
he?
been up
He's
to.
in some fucking
He needs a
dark times.
documentary.
Yeah, he does.
Chocolatary.
Chocolate. What is... No, sorry. iPhone or Android?
iPhone, man. You've got an iPhone.
I've
innit?
got an iPhone, yeah. I'm all
If
good.
that was an Android, I would have walked away. What you got?
He's asked... Android
It
flip.
folds, bruv.
It folds up, mate.
No.
It is pretty sick, though. It is sick.
It's cool how the screen stays, like it doesn't break. That's quite cool.
Are you, your iPhone? iPhone.
He's
Yeah,
Android.
The tech. See,
Innit? I feel
see the
that.
guys that love to be behind the shit. love the tech. Love that they
Innit?
can do anything with their phone.
I'm changing it though.
To
To
an
another
iPhone.
Android. Yeah. But that's the problem, mate. There's millions of fucking Androids you can pick from. There's only one iPhone. You know, the newest one.
Innit?
You can get a Google, Samsung, anything you want. But yeah.
Nah, definitely.
So what do you ask for when you go into the barbers, mate? This is another question.
Caz cut.
Do you just go out and Caz cut and they know exactly what to do? What is the Caz cut at the minute? It's like a
Got to
fade.
zoom in,
It's a fade at the sides.
and it
but
kind
they're
of goes
keeping
into a
bit-
V.
It's not a mullet.
Screenshot. Get your barber to copy it. Giddy copied me.
He copied you.
He's got the same cut.
Nice.
Similar.
We're calling you out, Giddy, mate. You're copying Caz. What are you doing?
But the Caz cut, man. It's worldwide.
Yes, mate. What is your favourite holiday destination?
I've not got one. They're
No.
different vibes. I feel like you can't really answer that, can you?
Yeah, I suppose it depends.
It depends, like
Time of year.
who
and-
you're with, your company,
Yeah.
like all of that. So I
but
don't
for
know.
me, I do like. I need a hot company, like good weather, a beach. Like I don't really like going on like a city break all the time.
It depends. I've been single, so city breaks to me sound wash. But now, obviously, we're wifed up, so it might be decent.
Yeah,
So I don't know. But like, I prefer holiday shit,
yeah,
100%.
yeah. No,
But a
beach.
favourite, I don't know. I don't know if I've got a favourite. I want to hit up Dubai though.
Yeah, I'd
Everybody's
love to
there
go.
recently. See, when everybody started going, it was all the influencers gone.
Yeah.
I wasn't that fussed. But now,
But
I'm
now
like,
it's legit, mate. Like
it looks sick.
over there
now.
and make money tax free. And you only need
That's
to
where
live there
I'll
90,
go, bro,
aye,
make money.
90 days resident. I think you need to be there 90 days to be like get some sort of residency.
Yeah.
Then mate, you can come home to the UK and it's still tax free. So I don't know why the fuck we're here.
I think once a month. I think once a month you need to like drive to Abu Dhabi and just exit Dubai and then come back in and then
Really?
you're Kushti. I think once a month you need to do that.
Fuck, I never
Just
done.
until you get your residency. I might be wrong. That's what
Yeah.
I've heard. I've got a few people out there.
Yeah.
That's what I heard. But bro, the money out there is insane.
Especially if like you have an online business as well, so you're making all your money online, tax free in Dubai.
That's what I'm saying. I could just fly Dubai, re-register in Dubai,
Say
and
all
then
the money
it's tax free.
Yeah. That's insane. Like we need to leave.
That's what I'm saying. Take this podcast to Dubai.
I'd love to, mate. Like I have talked about it and contemplated it, like going to Dubai at some point. But then I don't know. I love being here, man. And I've got commitments here as well. Like doing the Northern Ireland gig and all. So I would need to be back and forth a good bit. I don't think I could permanently like move there and live.
Do you think you're going to be here forever then?
Probably not. My dad's from Mauritius, and I will have something in Mauritius to go to at some point.
Where's that?
Like South Africa.
Right.
And there's like an island,
Yeah.
Madagascar, and then there's an island Mauritius.
Ah, sweet.
Yeah, man.
So you think you'll end up back there at some point?
Maybe. I think I'll definitely have a place there so that I can go back to.
Yeah.
Like have a business or a house where I can go and like just chill for like a couple months if I want. But I don't know if I'd live there like permanently. It's a beautiful country. The weather is flipping unbelievable.
Is it?
Definitely recommend a holiday. Like, but their summers, mate, it's too hot. Like,
Really?
it'd be the same way Dubai, to be honest, mate. Like, it's too hot. You'd want to come home to the fucking rain in Ballymena. Like, you'd be dying for it.
Fair. The weather was worse here than what it was in Scotland. Like when we landed, it was worse.
Oh,
here.
yeah. It's brutal over here, like, at the minute. What is your favourite thing about Scotland then?
Fuck, I'm gonna get in trouble, man.
Why?
Because I struggle to think of something.
Oh shit!
And I feel bad.
I thought you were
because-
going to say something mad.
Nah, because I feel bad because I love Scotland. Do you know what I mean?
Think
But,
what what's-
bagpipes give me a migraine. Haggis tastes like shit.
I was about to say what is it like?
Kilts are ugly. Like, I'm sorry, but I'll go get hated for
And
it.
that's what you're known for over there.
I can, but fuck that. I'm wearing a suit to my wedding, put it that way.
Aye.
Haggis, nah. Scotland, I don't know.
Do you
Man.
think Scotland? This is actually another good random question, but controversial. Do you think Scotland would be better out of the UK or not?
What, independence?
Yeah.
Bro, I know nothing about politics. Do not chat to me about politics. I know nothing.
Because like you guys moved mad about that over there from the looks of things.
I'm sure everybody wants independence. I'm positive.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck knows.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know what again yet. I might
Nah.
start saying some shit that might be mad. So no, I don't know. Politics to me.
Last couple of questions, don't worry. Favorite meal?
Meal?
Favorite meal, yeah. If you're going out, what's your favorite
Oh,
food?
bacon, cheeseburger, fries, and a milkshake.
Five Guys, basically.
Five Guys a bit too fast foody. Maybe like Hard Rock Cafe type vibe, you know?
Ah, yeah.
What's yours?
I quite like. Well, I'd say Chinese would be a takeaway, but if I'm out eating, I would say I just quite like a chicken stack. Like chicken, potatoes, chips, pepper sauce.
So you like
call it
to like
chicken stack?
nibble and mess about with your food?
Yeah.
Fuck that, man. I'm just grabbing the burger, ramming it. That's how I like to eat. Like,
I do like that too. Like whenever I was in Nando's the other day and I was like just eating the fucking chicken, but then,
wait, do you get like chicken and Nando's, like
Yeah.
to pick away at it?
yeah.
Fuck that, man. Like
No,
bone-
I eat chicken. Well, I just like grab it, like grab
like
a chicken.
bones and that.
Yeah, I don't care.
Too
about
much
the chicken.
messing about, man.
Nah.
I just want fed.
Aye. I know what you mean. It
I'm a
tastes better
very,
on the
very
bone, though.
fussy, picky eater though. Like I only like 4 types of food or something.
Really?
I just eat to survive. I didn't really enjoy food.
Flip me, I love going home, like knowing that I've got like a certain dinner. See if I know it's like a dinner I love, like me, I'm
Really?
buzzing.
Really?
I'm buzzing to go home, man.
Nah. It's when I just eating's a waste of time to me.
And you don't like coffee either.
Nah. I didn't like coffee, I didn't like tea, I didn't like milk, pasta, nothing.
Jeez, man,
It's mad, isn't it?
that is mad. That's like what everybody loves too.
Innit?
Like everybody goes for coffee. Everybody loves like a carbonara. You like carbonara? Yeah. You're going where a girl loves pasta, bro. She could cook you banging pasta.
And we tried it. Our first date, I was like, I'll try pasta. But again, it's not that I dislike it. It's just I'm not excited eating it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's
No, I
just
feel you. I feel you. So who would be the cook then? Who's the best cook? You both cook for each other?
No, I cook.
Or you
Oh.
cook?
He makes fries to go. I put fries in the microwave.
Fries to go. I've seen you talk about them.
Have you? Aye. You
1
probably
minute.
have.
It's like 1 minute 30 in the microwave or some shit. What the fuck is that shit? I mean,
Fries to go is goated, mate. It's just a wee box, like a wee boxy fries.
uh-huh.
They're the best.
we have microwave chips over here, but they're just
Ah.
called microwave chips, aren't they? Yeah, microwave chips.
Get fries to go.
And
man.
they're the exact same.
Do you get them here? You maybe not get fries to go.
No,
here.
you don't.
I'll ship some to you.
Yeah, I definitely do. I'll ship you some microwave chips. They're probably the fucking same thing, you know. You know, one
Maybe.
thing I tried actually in Scotland, as I told you earlier, I was in Aberdeen visiting a friend, and his uncle or some is like a chairman in the Aberdeen football team.
Yeah.
So we went to a game and we tried that gravy shit you drink. What do you call it? It's like it's like a drink,
I heard of that. What is that?
but it's
again?
gravy, but you drink it.
Ah,
It's like a Scottish delicacy.
is it?
Yeah.
God.
Oh, I don't even know what it's called.
I
But
know what you're
basically-
talking about though.
Yeah, you kind of know what I'm on about. Mate, we had that, and there was something else. Pies, you love your fucking pies.
At the football, everybody gets a
Pie. Mate, best pies I've had in my life. See the chicken and ham pies I had that day?
Is it?
Oh my God.
Fair.
With that drink of gravy too.
So what do you? I'm going to
Is
ask.
it boff or something?
What?
Boff.
Oh, aye, that is it. Is it not?
Is it boff?
Something like that.
Rings it.
Bro.
Broth. Is it that? Broth. Aye, broth then. It must be that. That sounds
Something like
familiar.
that. I don't know if that knows. What do you like most about Northern Ireland?
I don't actually know as well. No, I do actually quite like the culture here.
Is it?
Yeah, I think the culture is actually really good, really friendly.
Fair.
Like I never really have any bother over here. And no, people are very friendly, man. Yeah.
Fair.
So I do think, like, see, especially traveling abroad, see the minute I meet someone when I'm in a different continent from Northern Ireland, like, bro, we're fucking hugging, kissing, everything. Like, you just know they're your mate and they'll look after you.
Yeah.
And vice versa, I'll look after them.
Fair.
And it's happened to me a few times. I went abroad to football matches, and I went on my own. Well, I was meeting a mate at the stadium, but I had to stop in like 3 different countries to get there because we booked our flights at different times.
Yeah.
And I bumped into a few Northern Ireland boys, and they looked after me the whole trip. Like, took me
That's
out for
lit.
dinner and shit. So no, I think culture over here is actually really good, especially compared to England. I've been in England before, man, and it's just like people treat you like you're shit, man. But over here, you wouldn't get that a lot. Not
Fair.
You probably would sometimes, but very fucking rare.
Fair enough.
Last question then. You've got a few tattoos. What's your favourite one, and what's your next one?
Oh, my favourite. I don't know if I've got a favourite, man. Because not all of mine has meaning. Maybe like 30-40% have meaning. But I don't know, they're just as important as each other, I feel. Because I've got like a portrait of my dad, I've got Chase Your Dream, I've got Stay Loyal, which is like
Chris
loyalty, bro, is like massive to me. Obviously, what I went through with my biggest brother and shit, like
Yeah.
that's like the massive like thing in my life. I've not really got a favourite, but my next tattoo, I think I'm going to get Lagan tattooed in the back of my neck. Because obviously that saved my life as well.
Yeah.
So
That's the
that's
next
the
one.
plan.
One more question, actually. Because the car scene over here, we were chatting very briefly earlier, is mad.
Yeah.
What is your dream car?
Yellow Lamborghini.
Yellow Lamborghini?
I've got a folder on my phone, and it's like clips for me, for whether it's YouTube videos or podcasts talking about it. I've got a whole folder on my phone of me saying, I will have a yellow Lamborghini. So when I have it, I'm going to upload it alongside all the videos of me saying it throughout the years. That would be hard.
Ah,
that.
that'd be sick, mate.
So that's the
That'll
plan.
be a good Instagram, like.
So I'm saying, yellow Lamborghini. I'll have it.
Yes, mate, I fucking love that shit. Well, no, thanks very much for watching, and do make sure you follow Caz at Caz Milligan.
Caz Milligan, yeah.
Documentary/chocolatmentary will be dropping 1st of February.
1st of Feb.
Check out the YouTube channel as well.
Yeah.
And yeah, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Peace.